Hey friends, this is Dolynny TV. Glad to have you aboard this afternoon as some early day news from the Edmonton Oilers on a Sunday. And no, it's not about a suspension for Connor McDavid following his little bit of payback for a nasty game from Connor Garland. All told, you love to see that in the NHL. I'm not blaming Garland for anything he did. Again, you do whatever you can within the whistles to try and get an edge, and he did. And Connor McDavid didn't like it, and rightfully so gave him an answer back. So, no, today the Oilers making some roster moves and, well, taking us in a new direction that Bob Stauffer would have been telling you back in September was going to happen. Oh boy, has it ever. Friends, stay tuned for that. If you are new to the channel right now, I'm just going to tell you, consider hitting that subscribe button. Would love to have you aboard for more Oilers information, updates, live streams, whatever happens here the rest of the year, throughout the year. So what happened today, you might ask? Well, Josh Brown was sent down to Bakersfield, and Derek Ryan, at long last, after several games in the press box, has been put on waivers following the recall a few days ago of Noah Philp. And basically Jason Gregor going on. The reason I'm using this instead of the official post from the Oilers is there's a little more information here. There is some speculation today that Derek Ryan will be claimed on waivers by a team in the NHL instead of being able to be assigned to the Bakersfield Condors. Now, what I am telling you is I'm hearing a lot from Condors Town that there is a lot of hope that he does pass through waivers. But Jason Gregor chiming in here saying that he could see a team indeed claiming Derek Ryan. And the reason being, again, Derek Ryan for the Oilers roster is no longer suitable, but for a team that might not have as high of expectations as the Oilers and doesn't need to clear as much cap space as the Oilers, well, Derek Ryan is excellent in the face-offs as a right-hand shot and can PK for a team needing fourth-line center help. Again, Derek Ryan's older now, but he survived this long and still can probably, similar to Sam Gagner, at least close out his final year. So another interesting perspective here on Derek Ryan as well. He's a great example of perseverance. Only second player in NHL history to make his debut at 29 years old and play 600 plus games. So Derek Ryan's done some pretty magical things in his 30s, and obviously, well, now the journey either leads to Bakersfield or to a new team for the first time in a dang long while for Derek Ryan. I feel like we've had him around here I think it is the past 5 years or so at this point. So he's been hanging out in Edmonton a while, and he's been a key piece of this roster for a long while. And we wish him all the best no matter what is next for Mr. Ryan here, either with the Oilers, Condors, or a new team by noon tomorrow. So keep your eyes peeled to the Oilers Fanatic. He'll have your update at noon or noon-ish when we understand what has happened with Derek Ryan. So basically, here is what we need to know about why these moves were made. Daniel Nugent-Bowman coming in with the Oilers have demoted Josh Brown and waived Derek Ryan to be out of LTIR and be roster limit compliant after signing John Klingberg. So currently Klingberg is on the IR. Once he comes back, everything suits up and away the Oilers go. That is at least the idea here when things get going. I was told management told Ryan when he signed his 2-year contract. Again, this is kind of a big deal here because Derek Ryan kind of knew this day was coming, and so did the Oilers. This was a possibility in the second year. Ryan hasn't PK'd for weeks and then became a regular scratch. So ultimately, Derek Ryan replaced by guys that are bigger, faster, stronger at this point of their careers. Kasperi Kapanen has come in and been a big part of the Oilers roster since being added. I think you see some other guys on the Oilers continuing to step up, and you can't forget about the big addition that is Noah Philp in that bottom six, right? Size, still fits the right-hand shot mold, will be penalty killing at times this year, and again, you're not asking too much. So to replicate the success that Derek Ryan had in the points column is not going to be too unachievable for Noah Philp, at least in the immediate future, as long as he continues to get regular games and good ice time for the Edmonton Oilers. So exciting, obviously a big day for the Canmore-born player in Noah Philp, where he has gotten the vote of confidence from Oilers management, the coaching staff that said, all right, You got till the deadline. Let's see what you got. And obviously the Oilers, I know I've been pretty focused on Nick Bjugstad, but again, if Noah Philp wants to show that he's got it, but the other side too, he's got to have a little bit of a physical edge out there. And again, I don't know if that necessarily translates in the limited ice time he's got so far, but we'll see what the Oilers can ultimately achieve as things continue to progress now within the last month and a half or so before the NHL trade deadline. But excited now to see the version of the Oilers that we were told was going to arrive sometime in mid to late January. They're here now. They're ready to rock and roll. And I guess maybe to do a little bit of a standings update here and check out where we're at. Maybe I should go over there to old Sportsnet and see what's going on with those Edmonton Oilers of ours, because, you know, they got a game coming up here in a few days. I believe they're off again tomorrow. They play the Capitals on Tuesday. The Oilers obviously having a pretty wild go of it here over the last little bit, winning a whole ton of hockey games. Currently tied for first in the Pacific Division against the Vegas Golden Knights, both with the exact same record. The LA Kings down there with 55 points, but 3 games in hand, so they can easily make up those points if they want. And the Winnipeg Jets continue to lead things here out there for the Central, and then you kind of look elsewhere. It's 67, 65, 61, 61 for the Oilers and Vegas Golden Knights. So the Oilers very much so in control of their own destiny after what has been a whirlwind pretty much first 50 games for the Oilers. I mean, there's been times where this team has looked more than completely lost, and there's other times where this team looks like exactly the team that went to the Stanley Cup Finals last year and fought their way back from a 3-0 deficit against the Florida Panthers to force Game 7. So I'm excited, like I'm saying, to see what this version of the Oilers, now that we have the full confidence of management and the coaching staff and the roster we currently have. There's no more question marks. There's no more dipsy doodling around trying to figure out what we're exactly doing with this roster. This is the team the Oilers want to go with, at least until the deadline, or maybe a few days or maybe a week beforehand. But we'll see what changes are made from here, because this is the team we were promised back in September. It is here. It is in a first place tie, and we're excited to see what they can do moving forward with or without Connor McDavid for the next few games. So friends, thanks for being aboard here today. Appreciate you hanging out on the channel. The Edmonton Oilers, a lot to like coming out of this month of January so far, but for right now, I am, as always, up on out of here. Have yourself a great Sunday. Again, I will caution, if there's anything else, I will cover it here because we got time. But other than that, we await the word on Derek Ryan tomorrow at noon. For right now, like I said, I'm up on out of here.